So we will be explaining the present tense of AR verbs, and we'll be using comprar as our demonstration. If the subject is yo, you take off the AR and add a O, and then it becomes compro. And if you have two, you take off the ending and add AS, and it becomes compras. And if you have L, AR, instead, you take off the AR ending and add A, it becomes compra. And if it's the nosotros subject, you take off the AR and add amos, and it becomes compramos. And if you have the sotro subject, you take off the AR and add ice, you have the comprise as your ending. And if you use eos, eas, or ustedes, you take off the AR, add AR, it becomes compramos.
Alright. Now, present tense, IR. A good example would be vivir, which means to live. And like in the ARs, you're taking off the ending of the word and you're just separating and replacing it with these. So when you're using Joe, you would use vivo. When you're using two, it's vives. Él, ella, usted would be viver. Nosotros, vivimos. Vosotros, viváis. And ellas, ustedes, and ellos would be viven, basically.
Right.
Today I will be teaching you the present tense of using the ER. And this is the verb we're using comer, which means to eat. For an example, if you're using the word yo, you have a O, so you'll take off the ER and add an O, which is como. Here you have two, and then you take off the ER and add ES, which is comes. Then you have el, ella, and usted, which is E. You take off the ER and you add an E, comí. Then you have vosotros, imos. Then you take off the ER, you add the EMOS, which is comimos. Then you have vosotros, vais. You take off the ER, you add the IES with the accents, which is comis. Then you have ellos, ellas, and ustedes, which is in. You take off the ER and you add the EN, which is comen.